Why do so many older adults wake up at exactly 3 a.m.? You roll over in bed. It's pitch black. The room is silent. You glance at the clock. 3 a.m. Again. It's the third night this week. No loud noise, no bad dream, no urgent need to get up. Just awake. And not just awake, but fully alert. Thinking about life, family, your past, or maybe your future. Sound familiar? If this keeps happening to you or someone you love, you're not alone. Millions of older adults around the world are experiencing the same mysterious pattern. But here's what most people don't realize. Waking up at 3 a.m. isn't just a random annoyance. It might be your body, your mind, or even your deeper self trying to tell you something. And once you understand the science and psychology behind it, everything begins to make sense. Is it hormonal? Is it emotional? Or is it a secret language your aging brain uses to communicate in the stillness of the night? In today's video, we'll explore exactly why this phenomenon happens and what it really means for your health, your sleep, and even your emotional well-being. Stick with us to uncover the hidden truths behind this silent alarm clock that so many seniors share. And if you're passionate about aging gracefully, understanding your body better, and living a longer, healthier life, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join us here at Life in Words. Your journey to deeper insight and better rest starts now. Biological reasons for waking up at 3 a.m. Let's begin with what your body might be trying to tell you. As we age, our sleep becomes lighter and more fragmented, and there's real science behind that. One of the main culprits is melatonin, often called the sleep hormone. In younger adults, melatonin levels rise in the evening, peak during the night, and slowly decline toward morning. But for older adults, this rhythm fades. Your body simply produces less melatonin, making it harder to fall into and stay in deep sleep. This is why you might find yourself waking up, often around 3 a.m., for no apparent reason. Another important piece of the puzzle is deep sleep, also known as slow-wave sleep. This is when your body heals, restores energy, and processes memories. Unfortunately, deep sleep declines with age, leaving you stuck in lighter stages of sleep, where even minor noises or temperature shifts can jolt you awake. Then there's cortisol, your body's natural stress hormone. Normally, cortisol starts to rise just before dawn to help you wake up gradually. But in many older adults, this rise comes too early, kicking in at 3 a.m. instead of 6 or 7 a.m. And once cortisol starts flowing, going back to sleep becomes a real challenge. Here's a question. Have you noticed this pattern in your own sleep, or someone in your family? If so, share your experience in the comments. Do you wake up around 3 a.m. and wonder why? Let us know, because understanding these changes is the first step to better sleep. The good news? You're not broken. You're just aging, and there are ways to work with your biology instead of fighting it. Circadian rhythm. Shifts, the natural biological clock changes that come with age. Now, let's talk about your internal clock, what scientists call the circadian rhythm. This rhythm is your body's natural 24-hour cycle that tells you when to feel sleepy and when to wake up. When you're younger, your circadian rhythm is well aligned with typical social schedules. You start feeling sleepy around 10 or 11 p.m., and your body naturally wakes up around sunrise. But as you age, this internal clock starts to shift forward. You may find yourself feeling tired earlier in the evening, say around 8 or 9 p.m., and waking up much earlier than you'd like, often between 3 and 5 a.m. This phenomenon is called advanced sleep phase syndrome. Why does this happen? First, the brain becomes less responsive to light, which is one of the most powerful signals for regulating circadian rhythm. Natural daylight normally helps suppress melatonin during the day and trigger its release at night. But with aging eyes and a less sensitive brain, this system begins to lose its precision. Second, melatonin doesn't just decrease in amount. It may also release earlier in the evening, which tricks your body into thinking it's bedtime sooner than it really is. And that leads to, you guessed it, waking up too early. On top of that, aging also disrupts your body's ability to regulate core temperature. Normally, your body cools down at night and warms up in the morning. But in older adults, this cycle weakens or shifts, further reinforcing those early wake-ups. Have you ever noticed yourself getting sleepy earlier than you used to, or waking up way too soon? Drop a comment below and share your experience. You might be surprised how many others are going through the same thing. Up next, what 3 a.m. really reveals about your subconscious mind. Psychological and emotional reasons why older adults often wake up at 3 a.m. Let's step beyond biology and into the mind. Waking up at 3 a.m. isn't just a physical event. For many older adults, it's a deeply psychological experience. In those early hours, the world is silent, distractions disappear, and the mind is left alone with itself. This is when unresolved thoughts, anxieties, and long-suppressed emotions rise to the surface, demanding attention. Why then? Why that exact time? Around 3 a.m., your brain begins producing more cortisol, the stress hormone that prepares the body for wakefulness. If you're carrying emotional weight, regrets, worries, unspoken thoughts, this hormonal surge can trigger a cascade of anxious thinking. Suddenly, your mind is wide awake, replaying the past, fearing the future, or questioning life's meaning. During the day, we drown these thoughts out with conversation, routine, screens, and tasks. But at 3 a.m., there's nowhere for your mind to hide. It turns inward. And if you've ever found yourself staring at the ceiling, lost in thought, this is why. Here's something powerful to consider. What if waking up at 3 a.m. isn't a disruption, but an invitation? An invitation to listen to what your mind hasn't had a chance to say. If this sounds familiar, we'd love to hear from you. What kind of thoughts surface for you in the middle of the night? Do they feel like worries or something deeper? Share in the comments. You might find clarity simply by writing it out. Coming up, we'll show you how to turn these early wake-ups into a source of peace, healing, and even creativity, starting with small changes in your daily habits. Lifestyle habits that disrupt sleep, along with a natural call for viewer interaction. While biology and emotion play a big part, your daily habits may be quietly sabotaging your sleep, especially if you're waking up around 3 a.m., more often than not. Let's start with inconsistent sleep schedules. Your body loves rhythm. When you go to bed and wake up at different times each day, your internal clock becomes confused. It doesn't know when to release melatonin or cortisol, and that unpredictability can lead to restless nights and premature awakenings. Even shifting your bedtime by just an hour here or there can throw off your entire night. Then there's the issue of screen time. Tablets, phones, and TVs emit blue light, which suppresses melatonin, the hormone that helps you wind down. So, if you've been scrolling late into the evening, your body may still be in alert mode when you're trying to sleep. That delayed onset of rest makes it far more likely that you'll wake up at 3 a.m. and struggle to fall back asleep. Another often overlooked factor is what you eat and drink before bed. Caffeine, alcohol, sugar, and heavy meals can all spike your energy, blood sugar, or body temperature, causing your sleep to be lighter and more fragmented. Many people mistakenly believe a nightcap helps them relax, but alcohol actually disrupts the deep stages of sleep, and can lead to frequent nighttime awakenings. Lastly, consider your sleep environment. Is your bedroom too warm, too noisy, or cluttered? These subtle stressors can prevent your brain from fully relaxing, even if you don't consciously notice them. Which of these habits sounds familiar to you? Be honest. We all have one or two. Share your biggest sleep disruptor in the comments below. Your story could help someone else feel less alone and even find a solution. Next, we'll explore how 3 a.m. awakenings are often tied to unresolved inner conflicts and what to do about it. Unresolved emotional conflicts and nighttime overthinking, along with a call for reflection and comments. Now let's talk about what might be keeping your mind awake, even when your body is begging for rest. Waking up at 3 a.m. often isn't just about hormones or habits. It's about what's unspoken, unhealed, and unresolved. The mind uses quiet moments to process everything it didn't have time to deal with during the day. At 3 a.m., there's no noise, no distractions, no conversations to drown it out. What's left is you and your thoughts, raw, unfiltered, and often intense. You might find yourself replaying past mistakes, worrying about loved ones, or thinking about things you've avoided. These aren't random thoughts. They're part of your subconscious trying to process emotional weight you haven't let go of. But here's the empowering truth. Waking up in the middle of the night isn't a curse. It's an opportunity. Your mind is asking for your attention, for clarity, for healing. One of the simplest ways to help calm your thoughts is journaling. Writing things down before bed can release them from your mind, reducing the chance they'll reappear at 3 a.m. Mindfulness practices like deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, or guided meditation can also help reframe the mind's response to stress, training it to stay calm and present instead of spiraling. And don't underestimate the power of conversation. Talking through your worries with someone you trust before they wake you up can make a profound difference. Here's a question for you. What's one thought that keeps returning when you wake up too early? Feel free to share it in the comments. You're not alone, and sometimes naming a fear out loud is the first step to releasing it. Next, we'll show you how to transform these early wake-ups into meaningful moments of peace, reflection, and even creativity. Reframing 3 a.m. awakenings as opportunities for reflection, creativity, and growth. What if 3 a.m. wasn't something to fight, but something to embrace? It may sound surprising, but some of the world's most thoughtful minds, writers, artists, philosophers, have found inspiration in the early hours when the rest of the world sleeps. Why? Because it's a rare window of pure mental clarity. No buzzing phones, no errands, no expectations, just stillness. And in that stillness, the mind becomes creative, introspective, even visionary. So instead of tossing and turning, dreading the clock, try a different approach. Lean into the moment. Sit up gently. Breathe slowly. If your thoughts are racing, write them down. Not to fix anything, just to listen. Let the page hold your worries so your heart doesn't have to. Or open a book that inspires you. Read something calming, something that feeds your soul. Not every 3 a.m. wake up has to be a battle. Sometimes it's a quiet conversation with yourself you didn't know you needed. You can even try gentle stretching or movement, a few minutes of yoga or deep breathing. These activities signal to your nervous system that it's safe to relax. And often, that's all it takes to drift peacefully back to sleep. Here's a new perspective. Maybe waking up at this hour isn't a mistake. Maybe it's your mind's way of asking you to slow down, reconnect, and reflect. Have you ever had a powerful idea, a moment of clarity, or even a sense of peace during a 3 a.m. Wake up? If so, share it in the comments below. You never know who might be encouraged by your experience. Up next, we'll bring everything together with practical tips and routines that can help you build healthier, more restful nights from here on out. So, what does waking up at 3 a.m. really mean? It means your body is changing, your mind is evolving, and your inner world is asking to be heard. Whether it's a shift in hormones, a disruption in your sleep environment, or unresolved thoughts rising to the surface, this experience is not random. It's personal, it's natural, and most importantly, it's something you can manage with awareness and care. The key is not to fight your body or silence your mind, but to listen. Respect the rhythms of your aging biology. Create habits that support deep, restorative rest. And most of all, don't fear the stillness of night. It may hold insights that daytime noise keeps hidden. Small changes can make a big difference. Stick to a consistent sleep schedule. Reduce screen time. Embrace calming rituals like journaling or meditation. Talk to someone about what's been weighing on your heart. And remember, waking up at 3 a.m. isn't a sign of weakness. It's an invitation to reconnect with yourself. If this video spoke to your experience or helped you understand your sleep a little better, please leave a comment below. We'd love to hear your story, your struggles, or even your nighttime revelations. You never know who you might help by sharing. And if you want more insight like this, grounded in science, delivered with compassion, subscribe to Life in Words. We're here to walk with you through every stage of aging, with knowledge, comfort, and encouragement. Thank you for watching. Here's to peaceful nights and purposeful awakenings.